Alright, what's up guys? Little testing session here. Looks like it's a little bit cooler today just by looking at the skybox, but it's not. It's partly cloudy. It's actually a little bit warmer. Good, we'll go what he's doing. We'll warm up here first. Baseline going, get back up to speed, all that fun stuff.
One on the right side, clear. Keep an eye open, keep an eye open, keep coming. On your left. Still there. Clear. 1 minute 27.4.
Looks like we're back kilometer under top speed in this weather. Rear end still needs some more security. I think I'm actually going to make a damper adjustment here.
On the right.
I feel like if I lower the rear end anymore, it's going to just hurt me too much on entry. Just need the rear end to stick a little bit better on exit, so. Maybe make a little damper change in the rear end to help that out. What I want to do is take a little bit of compression out of the rear, see if I can slow down the weight transfer at the rear end. I might even try a spring change or a roll bar change. Not quite sure what I would want to do yet. I maybe just experiment with all three and see which works best. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll just experiment with all three, and if those don't work, I'll lower the rear end again and see how that feels. Alright. Let's actually start the rear roll bar. Bring it down and click and see how that feels. So we're just softening up the rear of the car versus the front. Rear roll center, which is just the rear suspension, versus the front roll center, it's the front suspension. When you soften up that rear, it's gonna make the car want to understeer a little bit more. The roll bar connects it to sides of the suspension together, so if you make that a little bit softer, they'll act a little bit more independently. You'll get a little bit more body roll in the car. So we'll just see how this feels all together. Don't want to do ride height changes, but I feel like I need to do other suspension stuff right now, just to keep a more rounded approach to it, not get too one-dimensional. faster when you get full pressures in your tires.
On your right. Clear, clear.
Big thanks to Burko there for letting me by. I feel like the initial feel of this, it feels a little bit more secure in the rear end without creating understeer on entry and middle, which I was kind of worried about. Because when you make this roll bar adjustment, it's holistic. And then what I mean by that is it'll affect the entry, middle, and exit of a corner. It still seems like it's turning pretty well on the entry and middle.
1 minute 27.7.
Feels like an improvement.
Class.
Pretty sure Nathan's doing qualifying runs, so it's kind of hard to base my pace off his. I really like the way it's getting through that corner.
5.
Back to experiment the traction control. Put it at setting 2 and see how it does. Before it was off, now it's back at 2, so it should give me a little assistance.
1 minute 27.3.
Maybe about 2 more laps and make another adjustment.
One minute 27.3.
Definitely still needs to be better on exit. Just gonna go all the way back up traction control. I just want to keep dabbling with it, so eventually I can get my head around what each setting does and how much assistance it's really going to give me. My favorite thing about the adjustment is the way it gets in the middle of that previous corner.
Minute 27.3.
Yeah, so go tires real quick. Pretty happy with that. So I'm gonna go back on the roll bar, back up to a 4. Oh no, it's actually oh yeah, so make it a little bit stiffer again. Now going to get a lot of dampening. Gonna see what it feels like. Oh, I forgot these are different numbers because this goes up to like 42 and this goes up to 24. Why? I do not. If I had to assume, I'd assume this just gives you more fidelity. Gives you more fine-tuning adjustments, so. And take some dampening out of it. Do 2 clicks. Also take 1 click of compression dampening. So what we're doing is we're changing the rate at which a weight transfers from one side to the other. So if we're going into a left-hander, the weight's going to transfer to the right side of the car. Now that we're taking the compression dampening out, that weight is, instead of going, because the compression dampening controls how fast the shock, how fast or how slow the shock compresses or spring compresses. You take compression dampening out of this, it's going to allow it to compress a little bit quicker, but what really happens if this was a full compression, the spring wouldn't want to compress, right? So when you transfer that weight, instead of the energy going into the spring compressing, it just goes straight into the tire. So this way, when the weight transfers, it's going to first go into the spring and then into the tire. So it's a slower transition. Best way to always think about it is it's just extremes. If you have full compression, that spring's not going to want to compress at all. So all that weight from the inside going to the outside is just going to go straight into the tire. You put it on full soft, you're allowing the spring to compress a lot more and at a faster rate. which allows it to absorb a little bit more of the energy. So now we're just testing the compression versus the roll bar, see which one I like better. Rear stability. Now this focuses more on when you're getting back on the gas and when you're going back and forth in turns, like right there, right-hander to left-hander. This controls that. So for the most part, it's focusing more or less on the exit of the corner, because when you get on the gas, the weight's going to transfer from the front to the rear a little bit. It won't be such an abrupt transition. It won't, like I said, it won't go straight through the entire spring shock to the tire. It'll take a little bit longer, and then just be a smoother transition in general. And same for the side-to-side movement. So you're not really focusing on corner entry when you're doing this as much. It's not quite as holistic a change as the roll bar. The bottom line is, how does it feel? this because this does feels like an improvement over what was going on to changes ago. Can't really say which one I like more right now, this compared to the roll bar. Both kind of feel like they did almost the same thing, so I might just go back and do the roll bar again. Before I do that, go back and lower the rear ride height another click and see how that feels. I also think I can put more rear camber in it too. Alright. Go back on that, because I pretty much know what that feels like. Oh. Go down one more click on rear ride. Actually, I can go up one click on the brake bias. I think I have a little too much rear brake bias in it right now. Help stabilize entry a little bit, be able to lean on the brakes a little bit more. Well, it seems just based off the time the car's liking this change the most. Those other two changes definitely help with stability, but it seemed to help with overall speed. Where this change seemed to help with both. So his other changes, roll bar and the dampers, were about how fast we transfer the weight. This change actually affected how much weight we transferred, so kind of two different things going on there. More consistent too. Faster and more consistent just with that one click of the ride height.
One minute 26.9.
It's wild how one click on a car can have, it doesn't feel like a huge difference, but sometimes you'll just get more speed out of it and it almost feels exactly the same. It feels pretty similar to the other last two changes I made. Obviously it feels a little bit better than before I made all those changes. It's obviously a change in the right direction. Do one more lap here, save this, and then try some other stuff. Let's see what my top speed was there. Get up to 266. Definitely save this. Improvement over what we started with today. Also, I want to kind of start making note of what my rake is. So rake looks like it's about 50 millimeters. No, I'm sorry, 60 millimeters. Rake. take the 130 minus by the 70. Trying to figure out what. Alright, so what happens when we go back with the softer roll bar? Oh, it made it feel a little bit better. Didn't seem to give us speed, so what that might be telling me is it's actually kind of hurting us in entry and middle, but I'll just see what this is like right here. I didn't botch that first section. That would have been a really good lap. First sector messed up pretty bad on entry of turn 1. Making progress now. Or daydreaming.
27 class. Minute 27.1.
Check my top speed going to turn 1 again, and then maybe we'll make that damper change and see how that does. We're definitely running a lot more consistent than about half a second quicker than we started this session. So at my braking point we are about 265. So, and let's save this. I think that damper changed. I just realized I didn't go completely back on that damper change before because I was at -7. Oh well. Alright. What we got here? Just gonna run this out for a couple laps and then probably call it for this session. Got made a little bit of progress, and what it's all about is just keep chipping away, make the car better and better. Just gain a 10th here, gain a 10th there. Cars, I recommend you guys experiment with traction control, find the settings for even ABS, because I'm kind of running a lower ABS setting. So just experiment with those and find something that's comfortable for you. In the races I probably will use a little bit of traction control. That little insurance factor, but again I don't like to use it as a crutch.
Yeah.
Minute 27.1.
I'm try quick. Go back on the roll bar adjustment. I'm gonna go back on the roll bar adjustment. I don't know because it just kind of feels like it's rolling over too much. Soften up that rear end. So I'm gonna go back on that. Go one more click of this high speed damper. I want to put more camber. How it feels with the 2 degrees. We'll put a little bit more camber in the car. Can you just based off what the tire wears are like, and it'll also help the car hold the corner a little bit better, have a little bit more bite. So see what this feels like. Like I like the roll bar change, but at some points it just feels like it made that rear end a little too soft. Felt through those first 2 corners. I'll just run this out, see how it feels. I'm starting to lose a little bit of focus here, making a lot of mistakes here, and I'm probably just pushing a little too hard now, too.
1 minute 26.9.
does feel like it's changing direction a little bit better, and it feels pretty secure in the rear. And still got more work to do. I'm going to start messing around with those red heights again in the next session. But this one I'm just going to run out a couple laps here.
1 minute 26, 29.
Alright, I think we'll call it there. Just took too much inside curb. I think I centered it. Alright, we'll save that because that's feeling a lot better than it did when I... Again, just making those little baby steps, figuring out the car. I'm doing some experimentation, back and forth testing, see what works better, all that fun stuff. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Later.